Down syndrome is a genetic defect that occurs in about 1 in 650 normal births. And when it happens, it's normally because of the splitting of the chromosomes after the egg and the sperm are fertilized. And the results are a syndrome that we call Down syndrome. Some of the common features that we see with the Down syndrome children, usually there's quite a few physical features that we see. Many of them will have the almond-shaped eyes or the hypertelorism. They'll have a flat bridge nose, a real thick tongue, low-set ears, real thick fingers, short extremities. Unfortunately, the parents who are not aware or do not realize that they are going to have a Down syndrome child are in for a rude awakening because of not only the physical problems, but also the mental problems. There's speech problems, there's occupational problems, physical therapy is required. So there's a lot of things that we need to do with these children to help with their whole physical and mental well-being.
What inspired me to start adopting children with Down syndrome is that it's just always been a lifelong dream for me, and it's something that my father kind of gave to me because he was such a philanthropic person, and I decided that it was something I just always wanted to do.
We decided that we would adopt, and Camille had always worked for years with handicapped children and Down syndrome in particular. And she said, why don't we adopt a handicapped children, a Down syndrome in particular? So I said, beautiful, let's do it. And that's how we got started with the Down syndrome. And
we get calls every single day from families and from social workers because families have given birth to a child that is disabled and has many different problems. And I think that what happens is that the families are so devastated that they eventually get to the point of totally rejecting their child because we don't hear from them anymore. You know, there was a time that we've gone to the airport and picked up a child, and the mother and father came off a plane and would deliver a child to us, and they would just hand us the baby and wish us luck, and the child would be dressed only in a t-shirt and not even booties, with a little blanket on top of that child, and the parents would leave us the child and say goodbye, and I never hear from the family again. And it's very sad. The needs of these children with Down syndrome are immense with the type of child that we have in our home, mostly because we bring in medically fragile children. And what happens is it's every day that there's a different need that has to be met. Well, the financial needs of the foundation are insurmountable. You know, you never realize, you know, how great it can be to feed 4 children, and then you take that times 40 children, and it's absolutely incredible. You know, you buy 5 gallons of milk and it's gone in 2 meals in a day, and how can you possibly say that you need 30 gallons of milk in a week when some weeks it may be only 30, but other weeks it may be 60. Diapers are phenomenal, you know, because if a child is sick, we won't only use 6 diapers a day, we'll use 26 diapers a day. The food is extremely costly because they have to eat, and you want them to have well-balanced meals. For the foundation, we depend on donations and from people donating to us. And sometimes we get a lot of donations, and other times we don't get very many at all. We received a phone call from Nancy St. Ives that an inspirational singer by the name of Annette wanted to make a song about our family and to produce it for us, and then the proceeds would come to our foundation. And I absolutely didn't believe that anybody would be so generous and so kind as to want to do that for us. Annette saw us and said, I want to help that family, and it was the most incredible experience of my life to know that somebody truly felt that way.
To fall, after all, it's only fair. We all need a little time to give, time to take, time to share.
Her story has really stuck with me. I've never forgotten the very touching and very moving and compassionate woman that she was and is. Well, the inspiration to dedicate one of my songs to the foundation actually came from a friend of mine. After seeing her and hearing her incredible story, she called me and thought that the reason was an absolutely perfect song, you know, for the foundation. I don't think that anyone can hear the reason and not relate to it personally. It's a song about loss. I think we've all felt loss in our life. And I have found that it touches people on many different levels. I can't describe to you the incredible amount of love that exuded from the children themselves, to me, who was an absolute stranger to them, to the workers who work with them every day. It was something that was beyond comprehension. The purpose of this video is to make people aware of Down syndrome and of the possible Dream Foundation, the work they're doing. I wanted to show people in this video through music how really beautiful these children are, even though physically they look different than you and I. And I wanted to use my talent to help this foundation continue their wonderful, wonderful work. I think we should see the video.
Sit for just a moment, please. Explain to me just once again. I can't believe you'd end it all this way. Was it something that I said along the way? Is there nothing I can do to make you stay? What do I tell our family? And what about the friends I see? Do I tell them I don't know the reason why? The brightest stars can tumble from the sky. The loveliest of flowers sometimes die. Tell me the reason for your leaving. It's a question you can't ignore. And before you walk away and close the door, tell me the reason you don't love me anymore. I can tell you of the latest rage, tell you why the seasons change, and I can tell you how it feels to hurt inside. But I don't know how a love like this could die. So I'll simply ask again the reasons why. Tell me the reason for your leaving. It's a question you can't ignore. And before you walk away and close the door, tell me the reason you don't love me anymore. And before you walk away and close the door, tell me the reason you don't love me anymore.